Alright, hello, I'm Yaya, and this is my tutorial on how I work with GIFs in my layouts. I work with Photoshop CS6 Portable. It should be about the same as the regular version. I don't think there's any actual difference. I don't know anything about other programs, and I also don't know if this is the easiest way to work with GIFs, but I learned through trial and error, just kind of figuring it out in Photoshop myself, and I've never had any major issues with it. Like, once you understand how it works and you're careful of the details, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. So I hope it can help some of you as well. So I made this layout specifically for this tutorial, and I want to have a GIF effect that has lightning kind of like come out here and kind of go in this area where the bottle is, something kind of cute. And what I do when I need to put a layout in the layout, put a GIF in a layout, is I first look for the GIF that I want, something that I think will fit right. And for example, I found this that seems pretty perfect for what I need. Now the first thing I do is I save it to my desktop, excuse the Italian, and then the second thing I do is I just copy it. The reason I do that is because when I work with layouts and GIFs, I prefer pasting like a frame copy of my GIF before adding the whole GIF, because when you add the whole GIF, you have frame animations that are automatically inserted, and if you're not very careful about always having those selected, it can really screw up your frames and the fluidity of the frames. So just before I do any heavy lifting, I like to see if the GIF I chose actually fits the layout, or if it needs changing, or how it's going to look, what kind of modifications I'll need to be doing. So I've got my GIF here. I already resized it and rotated it earlier. So the lightning is coming out here, and I kind of want it here, so I think this is going to be a good position. Right. So then what I want to do is I want it to take the shape of the background. So I will select the background and simply add a layer mask to it, just like you would any normal layer. Like you want to treat this GIF as you would any regular image or layer, honestly. Now then you'll see that there's like edges here and here that's not so pretty, so we can go in with the brush and smooth them out. And you don't have to go in with the brush like this, obviously. You can always do something else, like add in other shapes or add images to hide those edges, because obviously with GIFs you kind of want to avoid gradients as much as possible, because since they can only have 256 colors, then it's very easy for the image to become grainy if you have too much gradient. So again, that's something to consider when you're using GIFs as well. Picking something that isn't going to need too much of a gradient or too much variation. But this is a tutorial, so I'm just gonna go with the flow and what works best, just to like have you understand how it normally would work. Got a little bit of a gradient there, but I went outside the lines because I forgot to select the outside. That's fine, we can clean it up immediately. There we go. Okay, so say you like that, you like how that looks. You can also, if you want, play with, for example, lighten, which in this case would only show some of the clouds and the lightning as it actually strikes. And it is a godsend. Lighten is just a godsend for most overlay GIFs, because you don't have to do any cleaning up. All you gotta do is mask for the area that you want it to fill in. You don't have to do any fading or hiding or anything, because it'll just get rid of those edges for you, as long as they're like dark GIFs, obviously. Lighten is your best friend when working with overlay GIFs, but since not all GIFs are overlays, sometimes you have like anime character screenshots talking, or models or actors talking. I'm just going to use normal for this layout, just to show you how it is for the more difficult ones. So once you think you figured out, okay, that's what I want my layout to look, I like that, you should open up the GIF in another page. There it is. Here. Now usually in Photoshop, you should be able to select all the frames of a GIF and all the layers, and just like drag everything over to here, right? But when I do it on mine, it doesn't transfer the frame animations like it should. And it's a glitch that happens to some Photoshop users, and you should just like be reinstalling when it happens. But since I don't have an official version of Adobe Photoshop, that's not gonna fix my issue. So I just learned to deal with it and live with it. And it's not a big problem when you have GIFs that are only like 10 frames or so, because you can just go in and manually be like, okay, frame 1, show this layer, show this layer, show this layer, etc., etc. But it can be a real pain in the ass when you have GIFs that have 60 or plus frames in there, like that's happened to me before. That's just a waste of time to go in and do everything. So what I usually do now is I open the GIF up in another tab, and then I go in and change the canvas size to the same size as the layout that I'm working on, which in this case is 500 and 975, I believe. Alright, I gotta resize everything. Okay, so I gotta resize this GIF first if I don't want it to be cropped. But keep in mind that... Oh wait, I don't need to do that. We can just make a new one. No, we can't. Never mind. Keep in mind that you want to always have everything here selected, because otherwise you will be working with edits on just one frame. Like for example, if I move this right now, only this frame will have the layer moved. And then when I play the GIF, it's just gonna be really awful and just not good. And that's one of the reasons why I use a single copy when I work with GIFs first, just because that way if I forget to have everything selected, I don't have to start over from the beginning. I only open up this GIF when I know what I need to be doing to make it fit, so I don't need to play around with it too much. Anyway, I will make a folder for all of these GIF layers to be put in. That way I can have it nice and organized and not get it confused with anything else. And then I'll resize it to make it smaller so that the clipping doesn't kill me and my GIF. Canvas size, yes. Okay, so it was 975 and 500. And I'm gonna do it down and to the side. That's fine. Okay, let's put my background in. Done. And now I'm going to bring this layout over. What I usually do is I will flatten this whole layout as a single image and bring it over just so it's easier to work with. But you can't always do that depending on the GIF, because obviously here you need to have the shape for the mask, and maybe you want the GIF to be behind something, like for example I want it to be behind this image. So in this case I will just bring everything over, which isn't a big deal because it's only like 9 layers. Come on, we've all had worse layouts that had like 70 plus layers. We've all been there. Then I will bring the GIF right over where the fake GIF was, and I will try to like position it in a similar way, like try and get that same shape and feel for it. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, because again, you know what you're doing, you know what you need to do. You can just rework it as needed. Say like that, or actually like that. I think that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect anyway. So then I hide that, and I will do the same thing I did before. So I add the mask layer there, and then I just work on it until it looks good. So like, okay. That's alright. I mean, it could be smoothed out better there, but no, I'm at 4%. It could be smoothed out a little better here, but you know, for tutorial purposes, this works fine. So then you would press it and it would be like this, you see? And so you'd have a GIF. But oh, see there how that shows up? That means we need to clear that out better. So again, you select everything, and then you go and you make sure you get rid of that. And then make it a little better. A little nicer. It's too much. Too nice. Okay. There we go. That is already basically what I needed and wanted. And this layout is ready to go. And then when you export it, I figure everyone knows, but just in case you don't, you always save it for web so you can actually see how the quality is. Because, yeah, see, there's a lot of gradients and a lot of colors in this, so the quality isn't that great because of the 256 color limit. But again, you work around it if you can, and sometimes you just gotta take the L and take the quality loss. Sometimes if the layout allows for it, and if I need to have multiple colors and gradients and a GIF, I will work the layout out so that the GIF only fits on like one side. So like I can crop the image multiple times. Like for example, if I have a banner and I have tons of colors and detail and I have a GIF, I will try to put the GIF effect like only on one side so I can crop it and then crop this part here, and it will help with the quality because you'll be splitting the colors up. So you know, just a little trick that probably isn't a trick because I figure everybody already knows, but just in case you didn't, that's something I very often do. And you'll notice it with how I like hide my edges and kind of try to work it just to save that little bit of image quality and keep it from going grainy. But yes, I think that is mostly it. I think I got everything. And if you have any questions, you can always message me on Discord about it, obviously.